Okay, welcome to Company Habit number 2. This is the last video that I'm going to make tonight. And this video is a thank you and an I'm sorry. Thank you guys for getting through six songs. The first version of the song is called I Can See Myself With You. The second version of the song is called With You. Now, I'll be the first to tell y'all, man, honestly, both songs could probably be different songs. And they deviate from the fucking prototype big time, which is the very first video you hear when I explain how the song came to me, as I brush that hand off my shoulder. And just so did you understand, man, I'm not a singer. Alright? All my songs pretty much suck. But the lyrics have meaning. Now, if I could sing, I'd be a millionaire by now, and I wouldn't be poor, and I wouldn't be working on YouTube with the 299 blessed people that I have. People would actually pay to come see me, like Michael Jackson. But I'm never going to be a singer, alright? However, I'm more than willing to cut a deal with Spotify where I make these songs and they find singers that will sing my damn songs. I am totally down with that, because I'm still going to get paid. Even if I can't sing a fucking lick, I'm going to get paid. So if you guys know anybody from Spotify who likes to sing and loves songs and tragedies, I'm the guy for writing them. They just got to re-sing them. Or at least add some music to them. Because I can't do it because I'm almost 50 years old and I don't know how to use tech very well. But the point being made is that with you, as a man, there are very few of us who want to find that one woman that we want to be with to the end of time. I'm one of those guys. I want to find that one woman that I want to be with to the end of time. But I want her to want to be with me to the end of time too. That is like almost impossible. Luckily for me, I am the king of the impossible. I'm pretty sure that the woman that I'm crushing on, the flawlessly beautiful and dangerously sexy Zayla Zhang, is an option. Might not be the only option. She's just the preferred option. But, I want a woman that really wants to be loved and wants to love me and no bullshit. I don't want to go through anything that I've gone through before. I don't want any cheaters. You do not even need to apply. If you cheated on me, or if you cheated on anybody, you don't need to apply. And I know people can change. I don't want to hear that shit. Because here's the one thing that I will say. I'm going to hurt people's feelings, but I'm going to say it because I'm going to give you the whole 1,000. As a man, there's one thing that I have had to accept. And I accepted this at a young age because it kept happening to me. I had to accept this. There is nothing on earth that I can do if a woman wants to have sex with somebody else. There is absolutely nothing that I can do. The only body that I can control is mine, which is why I don't believe in cheating. Alright? The only possible way that I'm going to ever cheat on anybody is if somebody does something to my drink. Because other than that, I can control where this goes, Now, that can be said for a lot of people. But if you've ever been cheated on, you'll understand where I come from. No, I have had many opportunities when I had a girlfriend to cheat. I didn't take those opportunities because I have a girlfriend. And I don't have a problem with commitment. But every girl I've picked had a fucking problem with commitment. But instead of being honest and just saying, hey, look, we're not going to be boyfriend and girlfriend. We're just going to be fuck buddies. See, I can live with that. Alright? I can honestly, truly to God, live with just being fuck buddies. Alright? Do I want to live like that? Fuck no. Because like I said, I want that one girl that I can be with for the rest of my motherfucking life. Even if we don't have children. Even if we just have tiny arguments or whatever. Just that one girl. I only need one. Now, on the flip side of that coin, if I can't find that one, then I want a sex buddy that's straight, honest, up and down. All we are is sex buddies. I don't want someone who's going to lead me on and make me think they're going to marry me and I get rings. And here I am, the only one in the relationship, thinking, hey, this is going to be fucking awesome. I'm going to marry this girl because I've been there. I've done that. There was no marriage. And then I got catfish from a chick from the Philippines. And she got me for $11,000 because I paid money for her because she said that her dad was homeless. I'm practically homeless. I know how that feels. I've been homeless before. Trust me, it's not a fun damn thing. I've been hungry before. So she basically used my heartstrings against me. I never told her any of that shit. And I guess the word fucking sucker was written on my forehead. She had the same alleged birthday as my mom. I love my mom. I might not like her as a person, but I love my mom, And that got me, And people have used me for the bulk of my life. But after this month, no one's using me ever again because I'm going to be 50 years old and everybody can kiss my ass. So unless it's an acting job, I'm not being used anymore. Period. Now, I got 3 rings over there to remind me to never let that shit happen again. If a woman can't be honest with me from the jump, I know there's a getting to know you stage. But we're going to jump right past that because the first question I was like, look, before we even get to know each other, I need to know what the fuck you want. You are not going to play me. You are not going to give me emotional damage. You are not going to let me fall in love with you and be with you for 2 years and then you wake up and decide overnight, I don't fucking love you. I've never fucking loved you. We're not doing that shit again. Been there, done that. Never gonna let that happen again. Every girlfriend I had prior to my ex-fiance has cheated on me. And I also had some firearms drawn on me at least once by a dude who was like 23 and I was like 14 and the girl was also 14. She was also the last black woman that I was ever going to date for the rest of my life. Alright? And if you're black and this offends you, I'm sorry. You go back through time and you go beat that bitch up. If you find that government time machine, you go back to time and you go beat that bitch up before this shit happens. It only takes one bad experience, and I am a 50-year-old walking around with a lifetime of bad fucking experiences, especially with women. Alright? So I don't need threesomes or all that other shit. I'm happy just to get some. And one woman is what I would prefer. Granted, the fantasy is every man wants 2 women. I have that fantasy too. But, it's not the same when it really happens. Because somebody's going to fuck it up. Now, if you're going to be an adult star, okay, hell yeah. If I had a really, really big pecker, yeah, I'd be a porn star. I don't think my shit's big enough, so that's why that's not happening. I'm sorry for anybody who just understood any of that. But anyway, I also can't be naked on here. So, there's that. And there's no, male cam models. And if there are, I don't think I qualify because I'm not trying to take drugs to keep popping wood every 5 minutes just to have a fucking $50 show and have nothing. And then there's also, I'm not sleeping with no motherfucking love doll. That ain't even remotely close to a motherfucking option. Nope, not a hell no. If I can't get a female partner to be in the films with me, there's no fucking way in hell I'm doing it. I am not sleeping with a motherfucking mannequin. Fuck that shit. That's not a fucking option. I'm not gonna judge anybody who does that. We're just gonna say that I'm not gonna fucking do it. You'd have to pay me an astronomical number. Literally, you'd have to pay me an astronomical number. The vagina flashlight, I can probably slide away with that. The flashlight that has it looks like a light, but it's actually a vagina where you can pop your poppy in there. I would probably do that. But the full-on love doll mannequin Barbie thing, hell no. Hell to the fuck no. Both my hands work very well, thank you. But, I don't want to be in a relationship with someone who doesn't really want to be in a relationship. This is why the first question off the jump, if I'm ever blessed enough to meet another girl who's interested in me, is what are we going to do? I said, I don't care about sex because we're going to have sex. If you don't want to have sex, I'm not the guy for you because I love sex. I love to eat the Y. I love pussy. And I love boobs. So if we're not going to have sex and we're only going to be friends, no fuck buddies, none of that, I can do that. I can respectfully do that. And the only request I have for you is don't wear spandex. It's a simple request. If you're going to wear spandex, let me know that we're not working out that day. Because there's not enough spandex in the world that can keep my pecker from doing. And I know that we're friends. And I don't want to offend you, but I also don't want to hurt myself or damage the friendship. So if you're going to wear spandex, you got to wear a skirt or shorts or some shit over it. So that I can't see anything. It's like I said, I can control where it goes. I might not be able to control the erection all the time. So respect our friendship, because I'm going to respect our friendship. But you got to also respect our friendship and not where shit is going to be super revealing where I can actually see camel toe and everything else, because then I'm a man. No, I'm a man. I'm not going to lie about it. I'm a man. I'm going to look, and I'm going to get turned on, because I'm a man. Alright, I know that's not a real excuse, but that's the only one I can give you, because it's a fucking 1000% the honestest shit. So if I'm meeting a woman, it's like, okay, so are we having friendship? Are we fuck buddies? Or are we going to be the real thing? It's a simple answer. It's like, well, I want to see where it goes. And I say, I'm not the guy for you. Like, what? No. I'm not doing that shit again. If that's the first thing that comes out of my mouth, say, look, you're a very beautiful woman. I hope you find somebody that you're looking for. And she's like, well, what if it's you? I was like, no, it's not me. It's not me. Because the fucking second that she says, I want to see where this goes, we're done. Because been there, done that, didn't even know that was happening. Alright? Because that's what happened with my ex. And she told me, I love you all the fucking time. Because I said, I love you. And I guess that was just like her reflex of saying, well, I love you, or I love you too. The difference is, when I said it, I meant that shit with my full chest. I meant that shit with my heart and soul. And I do that so that the camera would like brighten up. Because clearly this light's not working. Anyway, I meant every time I said it. I meant it. I meant it with my full fucking chest. I meant it with my heart and motherfucking soul. The least she could have done was stop it the first time I said it. No. We're not having that kind of relationship. We are fuck buddies and only fuck buddies. We go to the movies. I call you when I need dick. That would have worked out so much better. Because I would not have wasted my motherfucking time. I would not have fell in love. I would not have tried to win her back. I would have not got harassment charges. I wouldn't have went to the army to die. I just would have went to the army and never came the fuck back. You know? Because I was focused on dying when I was in BC. I won't focus on coming home to babysit nobody's kids. I was focusing on dying. Because I was just that destroyed. The girl I loved didn't love me. Wasn't woman enough to say it. My family damn sure didn't love me. So I found a new family in the army. Motherfuckers that love me, and I'm willing to die for them as they was willing to die for me. Simple as that. Hell Army. And then things didn't work out, and I got a hip replacement. But I've also learned, because I've also had some fuck buddy relationships outside the army. If we're going to be fuck buddies, we're just going to be fuck buddies. There's no ifs, ands, and buts. There is no in between. I'm also not going to be that much of a taxi cab. But, you know, you got to be honest with your partner. And as a man, I'm not just going to come up to a woman and say, hey, we're just going to be fuck buddies. And that's it. The table of relationships is really in the woman's hands. All right? And y'all need to understand that. As a man, you got to understand that the relationship between a man and a woman is really up to the woman. It's not so much up to the man, because we have to be picked. All right? Especially us guys who aren't very handsome or beautiful or cut like brick shit houses. We're on the bottom of the list. We're the guys they come to after they fuck up, after they grow up, after they have babies, and then they want us to raise their fucking thugnificent children's babies. No, bitch, that's not my problem. That's your problem. You decided to have a baby with that asshole. That's your fault. It is not my job, because I've had to do that, because all of my siblings that are females, except maybe 2, have done the same shit. And I'm going to put all that shit on the table. I'm going to say, look, this is how this works. If we're in a relationship, I'm not going to prevent your baby daddy from seeing their child. But I'm also going to request that you understand that I'm not going to be there when he shows up. Because I don't want to hear this motherfucker talking about the things that you did with him that you won't do with me. That's like rule number 1. And I say, I will go out for like an hour or 2, and you can call me when he's done. The only downside of that is, depending on how the relationship ended, and if he like broke up with her, but she's still secretly in love with him, and I'm just holding his place, he could come right back right after that and be like, hey man, that's all your shit right there. We decided to get back together. You know, so that's the downside of that. I would prefer to have that conversation with her before that shit happens. You know, before I'm in love with her. I don't want to be with you for a year if you're secretly still in love with your ex. And then you like, look, Echo, my ex and I have been talking on the side, and he wants back in. And I want him back in. I don't really love you. You were just holding his place until he grew the fuck up. Not the kid, buddy. No. We put all this shit out on the table right then and there when we first meet. And if y'all aren't down for me being too forward or too honest, well, then y'all ain't been through some shit. Alright? I done been through some shit. I'm almost 50. For the love of God, I've been through some shit. And I'm not going to lay down and die for a woman who's still in love with her ex. I do not love my ex. Just to get that out the way, just in case she's watching. I do not love my ex. She will always have a place in my heart and in my soul because she was the love of my life. I just wasn't hers. Once I got into that courtroom and had to speak to the judge, all that shit went away. The good news is, I wrote a graphic novel or autobiographical fantasy called Love 13. I wrote another book called American Code of Each. Currently working on a book called Sundown. I dedicated my very first book to my surrogate father, Rick James Shiflett, to my biological father, James Edward Williams Sr., my 2 drill sergeants from the National Guard, and my ex. However, that book hasn't been published. Page Publishing only has American Code of Each on the publishing docket, but they do have Love 13. They kind of wanted that first, but I already paid for American Code of Each. It's only 272 pages or something like that. And it's done. So all they have to do is publish it and get it to Amazon and all these other places. So just keep a lookout for it because they haven't contacted me back. But they're still having commercials, so they're probably still in business. I plan on giving them money, but it's not going to happen anytime soon because I need to be signed so I can get money to them because it's only $2,000 and I don't have that shit. You know? So that's why I don't have that. I don't know shit about GoFundMe. I wouldn't know how to do a GoFundMe. So yeah, that's $2,000 they're not gonna get there. But if I had $2,000, I would already wrote them a check. Like, yo, go on and publish Love 13 too. You know. Now, Sundown, I'm still working on, and I'm at like page 160 something. I'll work on some of it tomorrow. I hope to finish it before October. But I don't know when that's going to happen. I will probably read you guys an excerpt. But that's it. You know, other than that, it's not ready. I had to make some changes, some name changes, because Sally went to Allie instead of being Sally. So it's all kinds of other shit. And, you know, I want to go get one of my professional friends to take a look at it. So I plan on visiting him sometime this month. Possibly before school starts back up at Piedmont. But that's another story. But the thing is, you know, with my ex, you know, and the shit I went through, it's just not worth it to play with people emotionally. If you don't want somebody, you need to let them know from the fucking jump. I'm sorry, this thing went into a whole different direction. But now you know why, you know, when you see yourself with someone, you gotta make sure that that person sees themselves with you as well. Last time I put Alka-Seltzer and Gatorade together, it wasn't a pretty picture. With this top, I almost lost an eye. Anyway, moving on. You have to understand that if you're going to be in a relationship with anybody, whether you are a man or a woman, from this point of view, you need to be honest from the jump. Do not lead people on just to fuck them over. If you don't want them within the first 3 to 5 months, you should say that. Before they fall in love with you, why even let it go that far? Just say, look, this is how it's going to be. This is what I'm looking for. Do you think you can provide? Do you think you can ride with me the whole ride all the way through? No divorce, no guts, no glory, all the way through, ride or die. And if you can't do that, then you need to let him know, if you're the woman, and if he's the man and you're the same way I feel, he needs to let you know, nah, darling, I can't do that. I can't promise you that. You know? Well, I, on the other hand, when I met my ex, the first thing I told her, because this is the only thing that came positive out of my ex, is that she saved my life. Because I was going to Canada to unalive myself. So she saved my life and made my life worth living for 2 years only to destroy it. You know, for all that, I'd have been better off just dying because it would have saved me all the pain and the heartbreak and shit. So, therefore, and she never, ever gave me a real reason other than relationships are overrated, you can't come see me. I would have expected, okay, look, my parents are racist, and they don't want me marrying somebody who's black. And since I'm now all the way black, it probably would have even complicated the situation more with, hey, my parents are secretly racist, and they don't want me to marry anybody who's mixed with black. I can accept that because I've literally been told that before with girls that I have dated. I only dated you because my parents don't like people of color, and I did that shit to piss them off. One of my exes with the same name as my ex-fiance literally brought her new boyfriend to my job, and this fucker was just another version of me, just tall. So, then I kind of found out, I don't know how their life went, but I know that I couldn't get fired that day, and I tried to beat the brakes off this motherfucker. But, kind of find out that when I talked to my bro who was dating her friend at the same time, which is how we met, that she basically was only dating me to make her daddy give her some attention. That's not how you date people. If you want to date somebody to piss off your parents, date yourself. Masturbate loud enough so that everybody can fucking hear you. Save the world some problems. Anyway, I'm going to finish this video right now. Thank you guys for watching. I am sorry for giving you all this stuff. But to be honest, man, you got to be honest with people. You can't just sucker them into a relationship only to fuck them over. That's not cool. It's not right, and you should be ashamed of yourself, which most people sadly are not. That being said, I am Echo Fang Great Wolf, aka James Williams Jr. Don't fucking play with people's emotions. Either you're in it for the long haul or you're not, but be honest with the motherfucker that you're dragging down the road with you. That being said, be seeing ya. And now I'm gonna post these.